years ago today, I started this hardcore world, and now I want to give you a tour of everything I've done in that time. Let's head to where we started off, Spawn. This is where it all began. 4 years ago, I logged in right here on this gravel patch, and from there we explored in this direction. I got myself this black bed from a sheep right here in this field, and we started construction on our first homestead, Home Homes. I built up my very first house, and in this house, I survived the first 100 days of hardcore, and then some a little bit more. This place is an absolute mess now. It's just a bunch of junk I've left behind since I've moved out of here. We've got random shulkers of gear, furnaces upstairs, a bunch of named fish, and right out front we have my cat, Lewis. I built my first crop farm, and over here we have our cave of contraptions along this beautiful bridge where I started building farms. Various mob farms, sugarcane, melon, and pumpkin, and a bunch of named fish that you'd have to stop by stream to figure out what they're for. I also built my first iron farm of my own design, and then built a second one, followed by a potato and carrot farm. If I actually go over here, you can see we've got plenty of potatoes and carrots stocked up. Not that I use them very often, but hey, I have them. Hidden in this corner over here, we have ourselves a super smelter, a glow lichen farm, an egg farm, and a snow farm, or at least like a temporary snow farm. And then I began construction on the hangar project. This is my Viking airport after all, and I wanted a Viking themed runway to take off from when I was exploring my world. And right next to the hangar is our Iron Mountain project. The Iron Mountain was a project where at the beginning of my TikTok account, I said for every follower I get, I will place down one iron block. And we ended up building this Iron Mountain here. We ended up placing 1,949 iron before I kind of just ran out of iron, but also I had to take a break from TikTok right at that time as well. I did attempt a second Iron Mountain project to a little less success, but just don't look at the back. Now you may be wondering what all this scaffolding is. This scaffolding was used to move villagers, but we'll get to that in a sec. Up here is my original mob farm. This is where I got my XP for the first about 100 days of this world, but shortly after that, I went and built myself a proper mob farm. This mob farm here is designed by Nenbon and is used to, well, get myself every mob drop that I could need. If we pop up here, we're gonna have ourselves gunpowder, bones, string, arrows, rotten flesh, and then anything else that might drop. And also, I don't AFK in this world, so if you're wondering, well, why don't you have so many items, so much stuff? It's because I don't AFK. I will stand here sometimes on stream and just chat, but I won't actually AFK this world. So all 3,494 days or 4 years of playtime is actually done live, recording, not actually done AFK. But back to those villagers, this is kind of skipping around the timeline a little bit, but I brought the villagers to this ocean where I built my raid farm. This is a design by ENX04 that sadly no longer works, but I was able to utilize a little bit right before the update. And down here in these chests, you can see, ouch, you can see I've got some emeralds stocked up, as well as a tiny bit of redstone, tiny bit of gunpowder, some sticks, some sugar, some glowstone, some spider eyes, some bottles, and some totems. Now, if we take a quick trip back to the nether, we are greeted by the roof. I live up on the roof of the nether in my hardcore world. There's nothing actually built below the roof. But up here, we do have our gold farm with our slime trampoline. I built this gold farm before I had an elytra, and sadly, this XP version of this farm is breaking soon in the newest update, but for now, I can at least get good XP and repair my elytra. When I first built this, it was originally only 1 layer, and now it's 3. And it's so fast. It is absolutely my favorite, favorite farm to use here on this world. This is my quad iron farm storage room. As you can see, we've got double chests upon double chests of iron stockpiled here at this base. So it actually is almost full, like this is the end. So I need to hook up an auto crafter here soon to automatically craft all this iron into blocks so I can keep using the storage room. These chests here at the end are for bone meal. All the poppies, except for the ones that apparently don't get caught, get auto sorted out and turned into bone meal. Back to the nether over in this direction here, we have our piglin bartering area, which I absolutely adore. It is one of the cutest structures on my world. Over here, we're gonna have all those piglin bartering drops nice and auto sorted in a design I made myself. It's a little scuffed, but it works. Quickly going back to our spawn, there's 2 more structures here to show you. We have our to-do list, with our dragon egg, which, yes, we beat the dragon 20 times, and I actually haven't done everything on this to-do list, but it's kind of here out of history now. And if we follow this path, we are greeted by our villager trading hall. I built this very early on using villagers I found in an igloo, and we have Mr. Bitey over here, and we have our hall of villagers. I really enjoy this design with the acacia and dark oak. It's not a combination you see very often. And this is where I get a lot of redstone or food or enchanted books from. And then if we crest over this hill, you will see Cake Island. Cake Island is something that I built to celebrate all of my birthdays in this hardcore world, because so far there have been 4. 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024 all had birthdays celebrated in them. So I come over here and just say, you know, woo, happy birthday, I've done it. So 4 cakes for 4 years, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do for year 5. I might just start stacking them, and we'll see how high it goes. But today's not about me. Today's about the world. One final structure to look at here in our starter area is this simple collection of chests here. This is our slime farm, and as you can see, it's running pretty low on that side. Luckily here, it's pretty full. The story behind this is I don't use chunk base or any external tools on my hardcore world, which means if I need to find a slime chunk, well, this was back before 1.18, but I had to do some mining. I came down here to diamond level, old diamond level, 11 if you know what I mean, and I dug and dug and dug until I found slime chunks. I eventually found one in a pattern that I really liked and was able to set it up so that I had a triple chunk slime farm. Just over here at this collection of chests, something very cool happened to me. I got raided by the hermit Rendog. So I left these chests here as kind of a memorial to that event, because oh my god, I still can't believe it happened to this day. And if we just fly out of here and head back to the nether, and we head over to these 2 portals over here, we are greeted by the Wizard's Tower and the town of Patina. Now, the town of Patina serves 2 purposes. It's pretty, and it also disguises a double farm. In here, we have a honey bottle wheat farm, as well as a honeycomb farm. And if we go into the basement, you can see a bunch of wool. We actually have a hidden wool farm under here as well. So you've got wheat, seeds, honeycomb, and wool. I absolutely love this little decoration area. It pays to decorate small parts of your world. Now, what is the Wizard's Tower, I might hear you asking? The Wizard's Tower was a base of operations for another large project. In the ceiling, there is a disguised and hidden sugarcane farm that, to be honest, never really produced much, and I kind of just made it because I needed a source of sugarcane while I was in the area. But also, these hoppers here serve as an exit point, so I could very easily empty shulker boxes. This place is a mess. It's full of all kinds of resources that I got from digging this place out. Now, what place might you be asking? Just over the hill, you might see a giant hole. This is the core project, as I called it, my guardian farm. Here you have a 4-way yin and yang, earth, water, air, and fire, with the alchemical symbols for earth, water, air, and fire, surrounding a guardian farm. This guardian farm works pretty well for something I designed myself. We've got tons of resources, and this is all pre-autocrafter, so I haven't hooked up an autocrafter to this stuff yet, but if I ever need it, I will definitely make it. But now if we go back to the nether, let's go to another fun project. This portal right here takes us to the mining desert and the monolith. The mining desert is where I get all of my sand in this world. I don't dupe sand. I don't like the idea of duping sand on my hardcore world. But you can see I have leveled off this desert and gotten a lot of sand from this area. Now this monolith here is a failed drowned farm. Now you can see drowns do spawn. I swear to God, if this guy drops his trident as I'm trying to do this. Okay, he didn't, but still. Basically, the whole idea behind this was I could get drowns to spawn up high, fall down and fight them. Now, of course, that didn't work. I just ended up using other methods to find drowns flying around oceans to get tridents, but this was an attempt at something. Heading back to the nether, if we follow the trail of mycelium blocks, we are led to a very important place. Now, a lot of you may have seen me using a lot of sponges at some point on stream. Most of those came from ocean monuments surrounding this mushroom island. There's like 5 ocean monuments around this island. I think there's one off in this direction over here. And I went around and raided every single one of them. I also raided another 3 or 4 on other locations as well. But I did also find this mycelium island, which I do have plans for. As you can see, I've kind of marked off some paths. I don't actually know what I want to build here. These paths might have been useless, but who knows? We'll see. Hello, R2-D2 and C-3PO. Now, if we follow this end stone, I'm sure you can guess what this portal leads to. Welcome to my end portal. I actually haven't finished any build here. I originally had an idea, dug it out, and then I heard they were changing the way bedrock spawns, so I paused it. But we'll see how, what we end up building here. But if I jump through this portal, you can see that I have fought the dragon all 20 times because I have all 20 gateways. And if I turn around, I have my Enderman farm. This is my own design, but it's nothing groundbreaking. You just have a big platform with an Endermite in the middle. All the Endermen flock towards the center, fall in a hole. They fall a certain distance. I forget the distance. I think it's like 28 blocks or something like that. And then when I come down here, they're all one shot. But that's it for the end so far. I will be building something here soon. I just need to finish the other project we're about to see later. But before we see the big ancient city project, let me show you something spooky. I'd also quickly like to say if you're enjoying this world tour and haven't already, hit that follow button. It helps me out a ton, and it shows me you want to see more of this world. Thank you. Welcome to my witch farm. I designed and built my very own witch farm, and I designed it to kind of look like the Eye of Cthulhu poking out of the ground. But down here, I built a shifting floor witch farm with a fun storage room that sorts all of my redstone out, as well as sugar, glowstone, gunpowder, redstone, spider eye, sticks, and bottles. The redstone being the big reason why I even built this in the first place, because without redstone, my whole world kind of grinds to a halt. But across the swamp, we actually have my mob prison. I built this for Halloween. It's not done yet, but what I will be doing soon is I will be moving all of the Halloween mobs that I've captured, which you can see just over here. There's one example of a skeleton with a jack-o'-lantern on his head. I'll be moving this guy and all of his friends into the mob prison, but that's a side project for later. One final stop before the ancient city, we are greeted by a portal with some lovely roses on it. And as we go through, you will quickly see that we are surrounded by roses. This is Project Rose, or my Valley of Roses. I did a challenge where I said for every rose sent, I would plant one rose, and you guys absolutely blew it out of the park. So I have planted 47,000 roses so far. This project is ongoing as I still have to catch up with another like 13,000 or something like that. But I need to get more bone meal first. So Project Rose. And luckily, right next to Project Rose, if we just crest over this mountain here, we are greeted by the site of my ancient city project, otherwise known as the ancient city of Agalith. Now, the ancient city of Agalith isn't just an ancient city. As you can see, I have been digging out the walls to make a cascading staircase that goes down into the city. Got a street. The ancient city of Agalith was an advanced civilization that was studying Skulk, and something went wrong, and they had to abandon the city. Thousands of years later, we, the player, are discovering the city of Agalith, overrun by Skulk and surrounded by nature that is trying to reclaim the city. So that is why I am digging out these giant walls. I want nature pouring down these walls, but I also want Skulk trying to escape. And I didn't want it to just be big flat walls, because I think big flat walls are kind of ugly. So we're decorating all of this up. Don't worry, the stairs will be decorated and flattened off with like hieroglyphs and runes carved into the side. It's gonna be really pretty. But down in the actual city itself, we have my only actual sugarcane farm that's like running on the server, as well as down here, if we run into the actual city itself, we have my storage room. This is the largest storage room on my world, where I store most of my items, and if I need something, I'm able to come down here. It automatically gets sorted with an auto sorter, and I also have an ability to leave right through here. But going back inside, we also have ourselves an automatic bamboo farm that is hooked up to auto crafters that automatically craft all of this bamboo into either trapdoors, chests, slabs, or just bamboo planks. I love auto crafters. They're amazing. This project has taken a long time, a year by itself, but it's not the oldest project or the longest project. The longest project was the Guardian farm we saw earlier. All of these diamonds here are subs that we've gotten here on TikTok, or I honor them by putting them as watchers on the wall for my hardcore world. And one final little detail here on the hardcore world. I'm sure there's more, but I may have forgotten them in this tour. If we just fly over the ridge here, we are greeted by a shrine that I built in honor of Technoblade. I decided I wanted to build just a little shrine for him to have on my world because I figured, hey, a major inspiration like that, deserves a seat in the world. But I do believe that is everything in my hardcore world up to this date. Today's date is January 27th, 2025, and I'm sure looking forward to having many more years of progress in this world to show off for you guys. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that follow button, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!